Majara2B again, here with another installment of talking about mounts. I don't know, I like mounts. I like World of Warcraft mounts, mostly. What I like more is racial mounts. Why we don't have racial flying mounts is a crime. Maybe it's because Blizzard doesn't know what race should have what. Well, today I'm gonna help them with that little problem. Get it out of the way. Well, let's start with some easy ones, like Night Elves. We all know that Night Elves like riding hippogriffs, if I'm saying that right. I used to call them hypocrites. It's like, why are you being so hypocritical? People would tell me, and I rage with emotions. But yeah, hippogriffs. Night Elves love flying around on them. They got them for their little taxi flight point guys, and also they're pretty cool looking. They're like Griffin's stupid cousin with antlers. Also, they've got the models in there already. They're already a mount. They've got unarmored, they've got armored, a quick reskin with some Donasian colors, and bam, you got a racial flying mount. Easy. And if hippogriffs don't float your night elf awesome boat, well, how about their fairy dragons they got roaming around? They're dragons, butterfly dragons, named fairies, but I think they look cool. They got little, moon symbols on their wings. They've got a cool curly tail. If I could fly around on a bigger version of this, I'd be a pretty happy night elf. The Draenei, if I'm saying their name right. I'll say it however the hell I want. The only flying creature that I've ever seen them associated with were these moths. Granted, the moths actually look pretty good in-game. If I could fly around on one, I'd probably, spend the whatever gold it was to buy one. They are not a flying mount in-game. They are hunter pets. I don't know if they'd run into a problem with that. I don't think they would. I mean, hunters can tame wargs and we can ride wargs. It's all good. They could just put some, crystals, some pink, purple crystals on there, and bam, you get a Exodar moth. Bam! Dwarves and humans. Yes, they would both share a mount. Because when you think dwarves, they really don't ride on anything but like those flying machines sometimes. Then again, any race can do that. But griffins are there. Stop. Also humans, they pretty much trademarked it. I mean, they might have not been the first people to ride around griffins, but they definitely made it cool. They would differentiate both of the mounts. The dwarf's mount would be red and gold, the humans would be blue and gold. They look really, really nice, I assume, right on their very own mounts. Another tricky mount was the new race that's going to be coming in Cataclysm, the Worgen. It's like, well, we don't even know what their ground mount's really gonna be. Some mutated wolf boar? I don't know. I'll ride it anyway, but what would they fly on? Well, I thought, some kind of bird. A bird, that would be obviously black or gray, a very dark gothic color to match their zone style. And it would probably either be a raven or a crow. That's a little bit too generic for my taste. I would love it, but it's like you wouldn't even be trying. I think a really cool bird, dark bird for them to ride around on would be an owl. I think a mounted owl mount would be really cool for anybody, but that should be the Worgen racial flying mount. The gnomes! Yeah, those little buggers love building things, so they already have a mechanical ground mount, they should have a mechanical flying mount. There are a bunch of airplanes in this game that we don't get to use as regular mounts, so give them an airplane, the ones with the overlaying wings and the propellers. That seems roughly what they have. Don't they have in the Nome Airport? Yeah, that would work. Or even like that mount from Ulduar, that's the head of Mimron. For God's sakes, that's modeled after a gnome's head. They could use that. I mean, just give it the Gnomeregan colors, a little gyrocopter. Seems like a perfect racial mount. Kick things off for the Horde with an idea for the troll racial mount. Now, a lot of people would say, oh, trolls should ride on bats. It's like, well, I've only seen mean trolls ride on bats that want to hurt me. I don't want my bro trolls riding on bats. I might get mixed signals and whatnot. Don't want friendly fire happening. So I was thinking maybe they've started taming raptors, dinosaurs. Maybe keep that theme going with those pterodactyls in Ungoro Crater. Put a couple tikis on them, slap a saddle, and bam! It's a Darkspear racial mount. Have fun. Blood Elves, simple racial mount. Dragonhawks. They've only got one armored Dragonhawk, and I have it. It's a red version. They could maybe throw in some green there. I don't know. They could put in some streamers, whatever they like. Do whatever they want to the damn thing. Dragonhawks are Blood Elves. You can still ride a bat mount, it just won't be for the trolls. You'd be undead, because the undead already use them as taxis. They friggin' love the things, they feed them, they care for them. They deserve to armor them up with cobwebs and all that gothic armor, maybe a little ooze drooling somewhere. I'd love it. Make undead have bat mats, Blizzard. Make it happen. The Orcs and Tauren. These two guys would also have joint custody of their very own racial mounts, but they would both be different colors. The new, Wyvern armored mount would probably have more spikes on them, and more like black armor and horde symbols everywhere for the Orcs, and the Taurens would have like totems sticking out of the wings or whatnot. Probably drop a couple, Quellbore skulls there. Bastards. And finally, the Goblin. They would make their own mounts as well. Probably one of the rocket mounts that you get from the trading card game or the Valentine's Day event. Or maybe their version of like an airplane. The one with the shark face on top of it. Probably take out the machine gun. That'd be a little overpowered. But another idea they could have is maybe like an air balloon type mount. Like a dirigible. I currently can't find too much about that. But it could be done rather simply, I think. You may be wondering, how will I, just a simple casual player, be able to get these awesome racial mounts if they're ever put in game? Well, that's easy. They can make all these mounts kind of like, well, first you'd have to go to your race, say that you're a troll. Go down to, say, their little village that they're gonna have soon. And there'll be a guy there who starts a quest for you, and you get, say, you have to either go out and capture a pterodactyl dinosaur thing, or raise one from an egg. Kind of like the Venomhide Raptor quest. I picture a lot of quests being like this, only not as unbearably long. It was unneeded for it to be that long, Blizzard. Alright, we waited years to get our own faction mount. Purple Tigers, my ass.